Hello everyone, we come from Group 4, and here is the member. Well, let me start by giving some background about pattern of organization. For thousands of years, people have looked at groups of stars in the night sky and found patterns. They have named today's constellation and have used them as guides for travel on land and sea. In fact, our brain helps us make sense of the world by sorting information into mental networks. These networks are organized in patterns, and we use those patterns to understand and remember what we see and experience. Recognizing the pattern of organization is an important part of reading comprehension, since writers too use patterns to present their ideas in a way that makes sense. Once you recognize the pattern, you will understand and follow their ideas more efficiently. In English paragraph, there are 6 common patterns. Those are listing, sequence, comparison or contrast, cause or effect, problem or solution, and extended definition. In the listing patterns, the writer states the main idea in the form of a generalization and gives a list of details or examples to support the general statement. Keyword or phrase in the main idea. There are many, several, a number of, a variety of, a few, kinds of. The signal word or phrase, such as for example, for instance, first, second, another, also, besides, in addition, final, last, most important. Here is the example of paragraph and identify it using the listing pattern. The topic of paragraph is theories about the origin of the moon. In the sentence, there are several different theories about the origin of the moon being a main idea. And the keyword in the main idea is several. And you can see supporting facts and ideas contains of 2 parts of signal words or phrases and also details. You can see there the signal words is such as one theory, a second, yet another, the final, and you can see the details. Well, turning our attention now to the sequence and will be presented by our friend Nadia.
Now I will explain about sequence. In the sequence pattern, the writer explained the main idea with a series of events or steps in a process that follow one after the other in time order. Keywords or phrases in the main idea are begin, account, story, process, history, and sequence. Signal words or phrases are first, second, then, next, after, while, since, then, soon, finally, at last, in 1965, last June, later, over time, the next step, and the following week. Example series of events. We can see the paragraph, and based on the paragraph, we know that the topic is close-up study of Mars. The main idea is close-up study of Mars began when rockets were developed that could send probes into space. Keyword in the main idea is began. Supporting facts and ideas include signal words or phrases and details. First, in 1965, the details is the first spacecraft flew near the planet. Second, 4 years later, the details is more photographs were collected of the planet. Third, then in 1971, the details is Mariner 9 orbited Mars. The fourth, during the following 11 months, the detail is it sandbagged more than 7,000 images. And the last is the next major step. In 1976, the details is the landing of two Viking crafts on Mars surface. Next, example of steps in a process. We can read the paragraph, and after reading the paragraph, we know that the topic is the process of the formation of a star. The main idea is a star is formed in a process during which clumps of gas and dust form a protostar that becomes large and hot. Keyword in the main idea is process. Supporting facts and ideas include signal words or phrases and details. First, begins. The details is in a cloud of dust and gas in outer space. Second, over time, the details is gravity makes clumps of dust and gas. Third, then the temperature begins to rise. Fourth, next, the details is several clumps form a protostar. Fifth, after that, the details is the protostars grows larger. Sixth, at that point, the details is nuclear reaction send energy to the surface. And the last is finally, and the details is a new star begins to shine.
Well, turning our attention now to the comparison or contrast will be presented by our friend Farchan. The cause or effect will be presented by him also. Stay tuned.
Okay, in there I wanna explain about cause and effect. Cause and effect describe or discusses an event or action that is caused by another event or action. There may be a single cause and effect or several causes with several effects. Causes consist of because, causes creates due to, for this reason, if this, then leads to, on account of, produce, since, and this. Effect consists of as a result, consequently, hence, in effect, resulting, since, therefore, and thus. Sample topic number 1. Public school should require students to wear uniforms because they save parents money. They emphasize passion and create school spirits. Number 2. The large movement of people from rural to urban areas has major affections a city's ability to provide housing, employment, and adequate sanitation services. Next, comparison and contrast. Comparison means what things have in common, how items or concepts are alike. The similarities between element or ideas contrast mean the differences between items or concepts, how things are not alike, distinctions between elements or ideas. Contrast consists of although as opposite to, but despite, differs from, even though, however, instead, nevertheless, on the contrary, on the other hand, in contrast, instead, in spite of, unlike, whereas, while, and yet. Combination. Number 1. Gangs and fraternities share many characteristics but are quite different. Number 2. Mary, like her sister, has brown hair. However, the two differ when it comes to eye color. Okay, thank you. That's all from me.
Now, I want to explain about problem solution. The paragraph always consists of two parts. First is a statement, and the second one is a description and explanation of how it was solved. There are no signal words for the details. Keywords or phrases in the main idea can be situation, trouble, crisis, dilemma, and issue. In the body of the paragraph, keywords include solve, solution, and resolve. Now you can scrutinize the paragraph. After reading the paragraph, we know that the topic of the paragraph is telescopes. The main idea of the paragraph is telescopes were limited, but the new Hubble telescope has solved the problem. Keywords in the main idea are problem and solve. The supporting facts and ideas of the paragraph consist of problem and solution. The problem of the paragraph is telescopes could view objects only when they were in view of Earth, and the solution is a new kind of telescopes. Next, the explanation of extended definition. The main idea or first sentence of the paragraph states a dictionary definition of the concept of process, followed by a description and/or an explanation. There are usually no signal words for the details. Keywords or phrases in the main idea, they consist of, is, seems to be, and are. Now, please scrutinize the paragraph. We know that the paragraph tells us about solar eclipse. The main idea of the paragraph is a solar eclipse is an astronomical event during which the moon seems to cover the sun. The supporting facts and ideas consist of explanation or description. We know that the paragraph tells us about how and why a solar eclipse occurs and the three different types of solar eclipse.
Okay, thank you for your kind attention. May our explanation easy to understand and will help you to identify the paragraph. Thank you.